Hey everyone, welcome back. This is JR, founder and CEO of Social Market.
And this is Leon. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Social Market.
Yeah, and this is Social Ledger Report, giving you weekly news on the state of crypto, the markets, everything you need to know about where the market's moving. Why don't we talk about the markets, Leon? So it's a social market. We've made some updates in the last few weeks. It's still growing. Right now, the Altcoin Season Index sits at 53 out of 100, which means that we have a mixed market leaning more towards altcoins. And then Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 51%. So it is slightly more on the greed side, but it's more neutral. If I were to give an estimate, we should probably update the labeling here. But that's the state of the fear and greed, which you could kind of put in tandem with the state of the markets being bear or bull. So it's about medium, neutral. Inflation is sitting right below 3%.
I've got just a feature thing. Can you click on that alt season index?
Yeah, we
Let's
can.
do this live. If you scroll over the chart, I would love for that chart to be like, show me what the previous ones are, you know?
Yes. So funny enough, some of this data here is a little bit inaccurate because we're in the middle of changing providers. We found a more reliable provider for this market data. So we'll be making that change as of next week when you tune into the episode. You should see a bigger difference with market data here. So very excited to share that with you. But
Oh,
good
perfect.
idea on that, Leon.
Yeah, like I wanted to go look at something real quick and I was like, oh wait, I can't pull that. But September is traditionally a really rocky month for markets in general. Like
Yep.
it's always been a slow month. You had September 4th where you had almost $200 million worth of crypto positions were wiped out. Overall, though, I think fear and greed being at 51, altcoin is still staying somewhat strong. It's a sign just that the crypto markets are kind of preserving through everything because there was
Yep.
also like optimism around possible Fed Reserve interest rate cuts. That jobs report was just abysmal, and that I think scared a lot of folks.
Job
But
reports like unemployment rate.
yeah, so the federal job reports, I think it reported the lowest since 2008 in a single quarter. It
Okay.
was like 3 or 4 thousand jobs added.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like major issues happening in the world. There's possibility um, us tariffing foreign workers from India and call centers. We're fighting a drug war with Venezuela. Israel and Gaza is still happening. Ukraine and Russia is happening. You've got Russia, China, India, Pakistan, all these countries kind of meeting together. So seeing the fear and greed stay at 51, which is relatively neutral, is a good sign.
Yep.
Inflation staying somewhat there is a good sign. And then also, like, altcoin kind of staying a little ahead also just shows, like, hey, Ethereum still staying strong. Bitcoin's holding on to its price. Like, what's the Bitcoin price? 112 right now? Like,
112,000.
yeah, what's ETH? Like 4,300, 4,400,
43.
4,300. Like, that's a really good sign. Yeah, you got XRP, which is still holding. Binance Coin's really great. Solana was hitting all-time highs. ADA, Cardano was doing really good.
Yeah.
There's like a
If
few other emerging coins out there. Like Doge is always doing good, but you have like Remittance and LB Ret, Little Pepe, Pengu. All of those are still staying strong. I'd love to see that. Like look, my favorite fart coin is Trump coin up.
should be.
It's still $8.
Yeah, we're having some issues with pulling this data right now, but it should still be. This has been the average in the last month, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, I bought a little high when it was there. I think I bought like $12. Unfortunately,
Oh
I
man,
bought
you
the wrong
definitely
side of the hype cycle for him.
believe in me too. Looking a little bit more into Bitcoin, updated some of the UI here, if you haven't noticed. So we had a bit of a dip between the 5th and the 6th. I think this was like Friday time. It dipped from 113 to just almost 110,000. So now it's kind of recovered into 112. So that's the state of Bitcoin. And while we talked about Ethereum, when Ethereum does well, other crypto-based tokens do well as well. And if you're noticing here, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see that between the 5th and the 6th again, it did have this massive dip. We're talking about almost $200 for the price of Ethereum. You know, it pretty much hit everything like Bitcoin, Ethereum with this price decrease. So it's really interesting.
When was it?
This was 5th and the 6th, so that must have been Thursday, Friday.
I wonder what that lines up to. I'm sure there's something going on. The 4th is when it all happened. So yeah, that falls at the 200 million of those positions that were out there. So that aligns perfectly. But like you're seeing a lot of heavy long positions on Bitcoin, and then like Ethereum's are pretty neutral, but those spot ETFs have like almost $4 billion of inflows in August. So institutions are moving to like these longs of, I guess, the blue chips, you know, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Sol, ADA, like they're kind of putting those in there. I'm surprised that Link is still such a strong volume right now. Market cap, kind of shocked there.
I think people are just speculating that it'll do well. Last week, I talked about how Link blockchain partnered up with the Department of Commerce to store market data on the blockchain. So because of that news, Link should have gone up in price. This is relatively recent data, but people are buying. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if people are holding. They're speculating that it'll go up. So that's the price on Chainlink right now, $22. Really interesting.